Ja, so en ek sê die hele tyd vir myself, ek besef dit nie. Ek vanoggend sê hy vir my, sê van Jesus, maar ek weet mens kom dit mos nie agter, of mens kom dit agter, maar jy dink maar nog die hele tyd, ja, jy's vet.
Dit lyk so mooi. Ek is kon emosioneel. Dis so mooi. Dis awesome. Jy's gorgeous either way. Jy's 'n gorgeous vrou.
Ja, mens voel nie so as jy lyk wat ek dan nou weer gelyk het. Van jou gemoed voel nie gorgeous nie. Want dis waar dit vir my gaan.
Jy weet, 'n before and after foto is great. Maar ten koste van wat? Ten koste van wat is daai before and after foto?
Dis presies wat ek van ja. Wel ons het regtig 'n normale lewe. My denkwyse het net verander oor die kop.
Yes, en jy geniet nog steeds alles.
Ja.
That's awesome. So Mariska, you started the program a few weeks back and you did the one-on-one program with me, the transformation program. So it's awesome to speak to you today because I just saw her before and after picture. She blessed me with that. I almost got emotional. It's amazing. Tell me quickly, we want to help other moms and just encourage a few moms that that's at that stuck point, that know they need to make a lifestyle choice to change their lifestyles. They know they can't go on. They are sick and tired of dieting. They can't follow a diet like me and you. But what can they do to make this change? So I'm going to ask you a few questions so we can see how we can help other moms as well out there. How did you feel and where was your health at before we started the program?
Okay, so actually it's a very long time I've been struggling with my health. When I talk about health, I talk about my lungs. In 2018, I had swine flu. In 2019, I had bronchial pneumonia. I was admitted in hospital. In that 2020, just before COVID, I had very bad bronchitis again. So I knew I can't take cortisone and medicine for the rest of my life. I need to do something with my health. I told myself, God didn't make me, and said, I'm not going to make her complete. She's going to need to have to add a supplement. I don't think God made us like that. So, and I think it was May this year, I decided I'm done. I'm not taking one more vitamin in the morning. I'm taking no cortisone. I'm going to do something about my health. So at first I only started to leave the dairy because I knew, okay, something is causing my lungs to get inflamed the whole time. I'm going to start with dairy and gluten. And I started with that. And a friend of mine started with Aleshia, with you. And she told me about it. And I thought, okay. And then I thought back in March, I was in a hairdresser, and actually there was a lady as well that told me she was also doing it. I can't actually remember her name. So I thought, okay, this is a sign. I must call Aleshia. And then I called Aleshia, and then my journey started. And I promise you, since I've started, started to leave the dairy and the gluten. And I promise you, since then, my kids were sick a lot. Even my husband gets sick, and he's got a very strong immune system. And I don't get sick. My lungs are fine. My kids, they get sick. Normally, when I get sick, I get sick. That was the norm. But now, my kids are sick. And I promise you, I don't take one vitamin, no cortisone, nothing. It's only my eating.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. You also mentioned to me a while back that your mood lifted so much.
A lot. Actually in beginning of May, I went to see a doctor to test all my hormones because I knew. Sorry about the baby. Because I knew my hormone. No, it started actually in March. I went to a gynecologist to test to see what my hormones are doing. Okay, and she told me actually the stuff I knew, but I was a rebel and I didn't do it. In May, I said, okay, let's go to a doctor. She's going to test all my hormones again and give me supplements.
Yes. And
then I went, I think I took 10 blood samples, 10 bases.
Wow.
Yeah. And for example, my serotonin came back. I think it's supposed to be 270 for serotonin. I can't remember the exact amount that it's supposed to be, but mine was 17.
Oh.
So it just wasn't, it was just I don't feel well today, I feel depressed. Just physically, something was wrong with my happy hormone. And the doctor in March told me I need to watch my diet. And the doctor in May told me, okay, you're going to have to regulate your hormones with what you're eating, and supplement. And again, it was lots of pills. And I thought, I'm not going to take a pill. So all those pills are still in my cupboard.
Wow.
Yeah. And I decided, okay, lifestyle change, that's next. And my mood is, even my husband told me, I can't believe that he's eating with me, and the energy you have, normally at night at 7:30, my husband is finished for the day. He's go to bed at 7:30 with the kids. But now we talk, we can sit and chat until 9, and we've got energy. We're fine.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What was the most important part for me? Because I 2-year-old women that almost always felt depressed, or something was bothering me, and I told you, you're also always looking for something to blame, but it's not something else. It's you. It's your life.
Yes, you can make a difference, and it's a huge step. But if you don't know where to step to, it's quite frustrating. Yeah. So it's obviously a huge change in your relationship as well, because more energy, more time together. I mean, that's just a recipe for success in any relationship.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's just from changing the way you're eating. So let's get to the eating. So Mariska, tell me quickly, yes or no, are you dieting?
Not at all.
Okay. Are you enjoying your meals, yes or no?
A lot. Sometimes too much.
Great. Do you eat, do you prep and do planning and stand in front of the kitchen for more hours than before, or is it kind of the same?
When I started with the program, I was very excited to test the new stuff, and so my mom and my sister-in-law told me, Mariska, you're cooking the whole day, but my deep freeze is full of prepped food. So, but now that I'm coached, I know, okay, I'm making the white sauce. I make 3 different variants or whatever, and use it in the future. So now I've got white sauce in the freezer, or I'm going to make something or a tomato based something, and I've got leftover Sheba or mother sauce in the freezer. So just when I started, I felt like I'm cooking, but now my whole cupboard, my whole food cupboard is converted to Back to Basics. So it doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter what I take. If I stick my hand into my cupboard and I take something else, it's going to be a Back to Basics ingredient.
Yes, that's awesome. So your basics just changed, the go-tos just changed.
Yeah.
It's just the go-tos, and obviously the ingredients in the meals, because now we are boosting the right and balancing the right hormones with our creamy spaghetti, bolognese, whatever, and we are not spiking in the wrong direction. And obviously anti-inflammatory, so that's the whole point here. So that's awesome. She's like a wonderful cook, ladies. She's like a wonderful baker, cook. She's just so best. So when you give someone tools, the point is, what I love with the one-on-one program is I can pick you up where you are, and we can look at the blind spots, and we can use your skills. If it's planning, if it's cooking, if it's not cooking, then I help you there. The point is, she's like an amazing cook. So she took everything and she wanted to taste everything. And that's so good, because that was a great learning curve for her. As you said, now you have a deep freeze full of food already. So that's awesome. Okay, so are you glad you did the program, Mariska? Would you do it again?
Yeah. Definitely. Everywhere I come, with every family function, I make my Back to Basics food in my house. When people come to visit me, we eat Back to Basics. And encourage everybody, if you want to change, just change a few stuff. Just start with the basics. And if you want to start with a program, all my guests, they are very interested in what I'm doing. I feel like it's easy now, but at first it wasn't easy. So
definitely not, because it's a change. It's a huge, it's something that you've never done before. But now the point is that happens with anything. When you start exercising, when you're starting a diet. But the point here is what's encouraging for me is that this is a change. Yes, it's big steps in certain places. Yes, I teach you. Yes, I take your hand. But it is a change. It's a huge change. But the thing that we can look out for, what is amazing, the encouraging part, is that it's a lifestyle. So you can keep, when you learn your new skills, you will know you're going to do these things for the rest of your life. You're going to make your pasta this way. You're going to make your creamy stuff this way. So that's different. You learn so much, and you have to prep so much stuff for diets, and then you just jump back into your old lifestyle and nothing changed.
What I like about this is we like junk food like pizza and burgers, and I still do that, but just the back to basics way. The other night I made pizza with a healthy pizza base, and it was divine. I don't think I will ever order a pizza again. So what I like about this is a normal lifestyle.
Awesome. Okay, one last thing. You said what did your dad say when they're getting home? Now, let me just give you some background. She said, Aleshia, my family's coming. They're very traditional. Okay, so we're South Africans, if you guys don't know, and South African Afrikaans way of eating is it's a typical thing. A lot of butter, a lot of sugar, a lot of cream, a lot of starch, a lot of meat. That's the same drill. I think that's in most cultures. But she said, Aleshia, what am I going to do? Because now I have to prep. They're going to come over, and I have to give them food. How am I going to healthify it the back to basics way? So she did, okay, and she made it traditional. What we love doing is green beans and potatoes, right, that we mix. That's traditional foods, and there's many others, sweet pumpkin and an ad. So Mariska, what was your end result at the end? Because I know we healthified and brainstormed on healthifying most of those meals, obviously. So what happened when they came to eat by you?
Well, at first I don't tell them, okay, we're going to eat back to basics food now, because then one thing, if the food tastes nice, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yes.
So I didn't tell them that. And during the meal, my dad said, oh, this boinkies is nice. And I said, yeah, it's back to basics boinkies. And even my mom, how did you make this boinkies? Because it tastes very, very good, and she's not used to that without the potato. So yeah, my dad, they asked my mom, please, can we just do the program?
That's awesome. Okay, thank you so much for that. And I think we all know, I've been stuck, you've been stuck, we all are moms. We easily overwhelmed with all the responsibilities and different hats that we have to carry. We were just having a good chat, talking about brainstorming, talking about our holidays, because they're going to Mozambique for holidays for a little bit. But now the meals are much different. It's back to basic style versus the normal fatty, creamy, whatever style. So you probably think right now, what is she talking about? How do you do creamed spinach without the cream? How do you do all these traditional foods without all the stuff? Is it banting? No, it's not banting. It's not keto. Okay, we don't take food groups out of the diet at all. We just change some basics. Stuff that you usually use to thicken a sauce, we change it with something else. Okay, and it's not all expensive stuff. It's whole foods. It's beans. It's stuff that's really making life easier. Okay, so if you have something to say, they've kind of touched on it now, but to any mom that's stuck, that wants to make a lifestyle choice change, and so disappointed in herself and in the programs she did before.
I take a normal recipe like a lasagna or a macaroni or whatever you make for your kids or your family. I take that recipe and look at the ingredients, and all the unhealthy ingredients I substitute with the back to basics ingredient, and that's it.
Exactly. Yeah. So basically what you're saying is, when you're learning the principles of what is healthy, now it could be confusing, because on the one end it was unhealthy to have fats, right? And then keto come and said it's healthy to have fats, and lots of it. So it's very confusing what is healthy and what is not. So when she says, obviously, back to basics ingredients, it's stuff that your hormones, your gut, and your metabolism and your brain loves. Okay, it's not, we're not talking about fat specifically or animal protein or not animal protein. Okay, you can do this vegetarian, vegan, loving your meat, whatever. So the point is, what I taught her in our sessions is to zoom in on specific ingredients and what those ingredients do. As soon as I did that for her, the penny dropped, and she could start to replace certain things, because she knows that butter beans is a good substitute for potatoes. Yes, it's a very good substitute. Does it taste like beans? Does it? Because I didn't grow up with beans. Okay, so it's not part of my culture. It wasn't part of our way of eating. We make it very differently. But the point here is, if you start swapping, it tastes still divine. But the one is feeding your gut the right stuff. It's balancing out your hormones. It's helping your metabolism, where the traditional stuff is literally doing the opposite. So that is the key here. You can literally just do small swaps in your house. Okay, so thank you so much, Mariska. I really, really appreciate it. And enjoy the holiday, and God bless you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.